Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Friday edition of the program rolls on, and all of our guests today are brought to you by Basant Motors. Check out their 34th anniversary sale happening all month long at Basant Motors. You can get all of the details online at basantmotors.com or visit their showroom at 16315 Fraser Highway in beautiful Fleetwood, and check out Teddy Bluger, new brand ambassador.
Oh, yeah, Teddy.
I
think he just picked up his car, this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you know what he got?
Chevy
Impala
Do I
or
look
something?
like the sales guy we sold in the car?
What was your first car again? Datsun 210 or something?
Datsun 210, 1988 or 89. And I had a Chevy red truck back in the 80s, too.
All right. Way to build that. Well, that's the truck you took across the
Alex Fraser.
Alex
I was
Fraser
one of the
Bridge.
first people over the Alex Fraser Bridge.
Yeah. Accomplishments in Rick Dollywell's life, let me tell you.
So you don't think that's a big deal?
Sure. Well, hey, the new Patella's going to open soon.
They opened up Alex Fraser, and I got down there, me and my buddies, and we were one of the first people over the Alex Fraser when it opened. You don't think that's a big deal?
I mean, sure. Did you have fun? Did you
Sure.
wave?
We went over
Did
and then
you?
we came back, did a
Oh,
U-turn.
wow.
Yeah.
What a day.
So you're going to laugh at that?
No, I mean, hey, whatever makes you happy in life. If that's what makes
This
you
is
happy.
1986.
I know. I hear that. Brendan, one guy I know who has a lot of experience with bridges is our good pal Brendan Batchelor.
Oh.
Sportsnet 650's Canucks voice. Batch, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but thanks for having me.
Well, you live on the other side of the port, man, right?
Oh,
you're
yeah,
out there.
yeah.
You commute, right?
No. A couple years ago, I moved. I'm in Poco now, so I'm,
Well, Golden Ears
I don't
then.
have to deal with the bridge anymore.
Oh, okay. Well,
Wow.
There you
Lucky you.
go. I had bad intel. And you clearly don't have the experience that Rick does. Last night, 5-1, Canucks beating the Flames in their season opener. I know it's obvious. I asked Brian the same thing. But your main takeaways from the Canucks' big win over the Flames?
Yeah, I think, finding a way to win in a game where they didn't necessarily play their best as they were still sort of getting into the year and getting scoring from throughout the lineup. It's not like they needed the top line to carry them. They got goals from Philip Hedl, from Jonathan Lecker-Mackey. In terms of secondary scoring, Arshdeep Bains had a good game. So, positive for them. And, of course, the goaltending. I thought Thatcher Demko was tremendous, and that's a really good sign for them early in the year here that he seems dialed in already.
You just mentioned Arshdeep Bains, Batch. A lot of people made a lot about the big blocks he had on the penalty kill, including Thatcher Demko postgame. Have you seen enough that you think he's going to stick in the top six, or is that kind of a placeholder depending on Höglander coming back?
Yeah, I think it'll be it's a cliche answer to give, but we've been hearing them talk so much, especially with a guy like Braden Coots, about day by day and earn your next day. And that's the mentality that our Steve Bains needs to have, where that's a tremendous opportunity for him right now. And, certainly with Kane playing with the two kids, Lecker-Mackey and Coots, the opportunity's there. But, I wouldn't look beyond the next game and saying, okay, what can I do to help the team win and stick on that line if I was our Steve Bains? Assuming they get back to full health, you figure they have to incorporate Niels Höglander somewhere in this lineup. And, assuming full health is never a safe thing to do with the Canucks because we know that things can change on a day-by-day basis. But, for one game, I thought Bains looked good. He probably deserves to be back in that spot tomorrow night in Edmonton. And the team can carry forward from there, and he can carry forward from there, just trying to prove himself day by day and, showing that he deserves to be in that spot in the lineup.
Philip Hedl was fun to watch last night, Brendan. Boy, especially in the third period. Got a little bit lucky on the first goal, but the second one was nice. Your thoughts on his play last night?
Yeah, I thought he looked good. I thought he was opportunistic, would be the way I would put it, especially on that first one where, unfortunately it comes at the expense of Kevin Ball taking the puck in the head. But, the reading of the play on the second goal where he gets in behind the defense and, talking about Arshdeep Bains, he did a good job of finding him to spring him on that breakaway. I think shows some of the hockey IQ he has on top of the obvious physical traits with the skating and the speed and the puck carrying ability. So, good start for Philip Hedl. I think it was probably important for him to have a good start to the year to gain some confidence because of the opportunity that he's going to be given here, to be the second line center and to try and produce and play up the lineup. And so through one night, he passed that test, and it'll be interesting to see First of all, whether he can carry that forward and find some consistency to his game and consistently stay in the lineup, because that's going to be the biggest key for him.
You saw the Flames play Dustin Wolf back to back. No confidence in the backup last night. That's not going to be an issue in Vancouver, Brendan. I mean, Demko was great, and they got a backup making $4.5 million, so they're never going to be afraid to play that guy. They'll give Demko, but Demko was great. He kept it close after 40 minutes of play, no question.
Yeah, he was good, and I wouldn't want to be a team in the situation the Flames are, where you don't trust your backup goaltending in a season like this, where the schedule's so congested. The Canucks are going to have all these 3 games in 4-night sets, even in this month. I think they play 7 games in 11 nights later this month. Most teams around the league are going to deal with these compressed schedules. You need 2 goaltenders, and I'm sure that's a big part of the reason why this organization was content to spend the amount of money they did against the cap on keeping both Demko and Lankinen in the fold. And it's something that, could really stand the test of time for them this year when they get into some of those crazy stretches in the schedule where they're playing 1 million games in a short span of time, as opposed to the Flames, who, unless they correct their backup goaltending, are they going to start Dustin Wolf 60, 65 games this year? Is that, the proper way to manage your goaltending in the modern NHL? Ultimately, I guess we'll see for a guy like Wolf, who is an incredibly impressive goaltender. But, I would rather be in the Canucks situation for sure. And it's going to be interesting to see over the next few days how they manage the starts, whether they go back to Demko tomorrow in Edmonton or get Lankinen in there, and then what happens for the Monday game against the Blues as well.
Well, and the big road trip coming up as well. Yeah, I like the fact they control Coots' minutes, only 6 after 2 periods. Obviously, the power plays had something to do with that. But your thoughts on Coots? He ended up with 11, and when they got the lead, they started playing him a bit more. But Blueger's close. I think Blueger's close to returning. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when Blueger gets back.
Yeah, and I like that they controlled his minutes too, especially in a game that had the temperature of the game last night with a couple of those big hits and all the scrums and the Flames running around once they got behind. To limit his minutes, to let him dip his toes in the water, I think that's good. And it's going to be an ongoing process for him. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't end up being an every night guy for the Canucks, at least at the start, especially once Blueger gets healthy, because they've got that 9-game threshold. It doesn't mean they have to play him 9 games in a row, right? He could come in and out of the lineup and get some extra practice time and extra work with the coaches so he understands the game at the NHL level. And, the longer you take to play him those 9 games, it keeps your options open in terms of, do you want to send him back so he can go and participate in the World Juniors? Do you think that he is worthy of the opportunity to stay here longer or spend most of the season in Vancouver? And so there's plenty of time with this. There's no rush, and I don't get the sense that the organization is going to rush him into playing big minutes or playing big roles if they don't have to. So it was good that they were able to control his minutes last night, and we'll see where it goes from here.
One negative last night, Batch, for the Canucks was the power play. 0 for 4. Looked a lot like last year, which is not what you want to hear or see. What can they do? What should they do with that power play to jumpstart it and get it going and turn the page from last year?
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway for me from the power play last night is how different opposing penalty kills are in the preseason as opposed to the regular season, because those guys were snapping it around in the preseason and looked like they were firing on all cylinders. But you get into a regular season game against a veteran team with guys that know how to kill penalties and pressure the puck as much as the Flames did, and it took away some of their time and space, and they weren't able to be as fluid and creative as they would like to be. So, it's early in the year. I'm not going to really set off alarm bells about it yet. It looked like they were knocking off rust to a certain extent as well. So it's going to be a process for that group. And ultimately, they'll be judged on the results they're able to get in terms of generating offense and scoring goals. And it wouldn't surprise me if they struggle a little bit here. Wouldn't surprise me if there are some changes at some point. But at the same time, you've got a bunch of really skilled players on that unit. They should be able to figure it out, and I expect that they will sooner rather than later.
So I got the city wrong to start, Batch, but I do know you are a big Red Sox fan.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing the Mariners hat today. So you're clearly rooting for the Mariners this evening.
When you're a Red Sox fan, you don't cheer for any other AL East teams. So with the Blue Jays of the ALCS. We've got to be on the Mariners bandwagon now to try and knock off the Jays, don't we?
Yeah, okay, absolutely, Batch. Absolutely.
Yeah, why don't you join him and Farhan cry together tonight when the Mariners lose? All three of you get together, get a big bucket, and cry into the bucket.
I'm a Red Sox fan. I've done all my crying already.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And he follows Manchester United on top of that. Thanks for doing this today.
We could talk for hours about that. My goodness.
Thanks, Batch. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, boys. Have a good one.